Okie dokie, everybody. Welcome to Let's Paint. I am your host, Trooper6, and this week, and the following weeks, of course, we've got what I consider to be a special entry. As you already saw from the thumbnail, we are doing the Angels Resplendent. Now, these are the two that I have done, and the only two that I've done, of course. The first one being this banner waver. I absolutely adore this one. I think he looks real. I think he looks noble, stoic, standing in the face of absolute death. It's going to be awesome. Now, with him, I primed in this orange. I primed him like that. And then painted over it. And, of course, I had to do freehand for the symbol. It does look a little grainy right there because, I didn't water down my paints. But also, I got a little heavy-handed on it, and I had to do it again there. So not only did I have to freehand, but I had to do it twice, which was nerve-wracking as it was. So this one I did pretty recently, at least recently as in accordance with the video. Now, by the time you see this, I believe the Team Rocket video will have gone, and that'll be this week. Episode 1 of Team Rocket is going to air, and that will run for 3 weeks because it's only a 3-episoder. And then the Angels Resplendent will grace us with their presence. Now, this one I primed white, just like the mini you see behind me, and did all that. Still a little grainy on the pauldron. I ain't honestly that worried about graininess because it came out good. Yeah, it's a little grainy and a little bumpy. And here's the thing. When it came to priming this one, if you can see just a little bit, yeah, you see all that? That was from the spray can. So that one's going to be grainy as well. But we're 2 minutes into this intro, and I say the hell with this, and we get down to it. Now, as you can see, we've got a little something different. It's a minor kit bash, but I have here a Primaris Lieutenant. And when it comes to Angels Resplendent, so the banner waver that's back there, I absolutely love that mini, like I said. And I was like, dude, I'm very much looking forward to doing another one, but I, focused on a bunch of other projects, and I did all those. But then eventually I was like, okay, I really want to jump back and do another Angels Resplendent. So I did. And that's how we got that one. Now, my only problem, because I'm sure you can already tell that I'm not as excited to talk about that one. The only reason I'm not as excited is because he doesn't look as glorious. And that's nothing against like the miniature per se and all that fun stuff. I'm not saying that Games Workshop did a bad job or anything like that. It's just he's not glorious enough, in my opinion, for him. Because I have been reading ever so slowly, mind you. I have been reading a Warhammer novel, The Reverie, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it's about Angels Resplendent. It's a Warhammer horror novel. Horror. And it is so far awesome. And I've been very much developing a love for the Angels Resplendent. Which is also killing me because I just found out yesterday, literally yesterday, that the Angels Resplendent ain't no more. So sorry if that's a spoiler for any of you. But yeah, apparently they ain't no more. They are now the Angels Penitent. Because the Angels Resplendent were apparently the angels who sin. And I stopped reading about the lore for that one. I cut it out because I was like, dude, I want to know what happened, and maybe it'll tell me in this book. And if it doesn't, then I'll read up on the lore. because I want to know. But I'm not about to have them spoil it for me. But anyway, that was such a tangent that I kind of forgot what I was saying. Isn't that funny? Oh, right. Well, I love the Angels Resplendent so much that it felt like a disservice to them not to have something kind of grandiose in a way, you know? There's just, the banner looks so damn good in their color scheme. You don't really see a lot of orange. And then when you do, it just looks so good. And I was like, dude, I want to show this off. And not to say like, oh, I want to show off my skill or anything like that. Like, no, I want to show off their color scheme. It's amazing. It's regal looking. Like, I really just, they just look so damn good. They just look so damn good. And I want to show it. I need to show it. And something so basic just wasn't going to do anything for me. Very sorry. I'm also... we lost power a minute ago because we're in the middle of a thunderstorm. And I'm out in the sticks here, which means we lose power pretty easily. So as you can see, we started off with the base and not even the soft parts of the armor. And that we used technical paint, Armageddon Dust. This will dry up and look kind of powdery, like a dusty desert storm, or a dusty desert floor. And since I need that to dry, I figured I'd just paint that son of a bitch first, right? So we did that. But also, I need to get out my other paint. My other brushes. Now, if we lose power again, the screen's going to go dark, more or less. Because I have my one light source right there. I mean, there's another light in the room. Rain's kicking up. And I can't really do this in the dark. So this might get cut. Either way, we got our Black Templar contrast black out. I've been liking this very much, and it's been showing because the thing is running low. The thing is running real low now. And we're still using our haggard-ass brushes from like a couple of minis ago. I'm sure you guys remember that now. Yeah, we're still kicking with them. I do have new brushes. I do. Oops. It's just we're trying to get as much use out of them as we possibly can, and we still haven't picked up the techniques of proper brush cleaning. But in the meantime, while I have these really cheap brushes, I'm not really going to stress about, proper brush upkeep at the moment. And since my mind just wandered, I'm not sure how long this series will take, because we're doing something that has a lot more details. Like, as you can see, there's Purity Seal right there on his hip for some reason. That's an odd place for it. I never would have thought about putting one there. Never ever. If his crotch looks a little weird, you got that button just sitting right there. That's because he's got... Ooh, if I can turn it. He's got that. And it's going to go on his belt and everything. So don't worry, there is a method to this madness. It's just I didn't want that in my way while I was trying to paint the armor, because I'm going to keep that white. And I keep saying that instead of calling it what it is, because I'm having massive brain fart about what the hell to call it. And if anyone's wondering what today's music choice is, it's actually the soundtrack to Sim Coaster. If anybody has played that, I fucking love Sim Coaster. It was one of my childhood favorites. It wasn't even Roller Coaster Tycoon or anything like that. No, I had Sim Coaster, and it was endearing. It was absolutely adorable. That little black smudge, don't worry about that, because that's either going to get covered with the orange or it'll get covered with the metal. So, yeah, we've got the background music to Land of Invention. And if anybody had played that game, you know what I'm talking about. Cute little music in the background that has a bunch of like pistons and gears tied into the music. It's clever and adorable, and I dig it. And it's just really good, like focusing background kind of chilling music. Really makes you feel like you're chugging away, you're getting some work done, you know? You're chugging. So yeah, it's all good in the hood, man. It's all good in the hood. And I think we're going to do something on this knee. We might have to fix it later, but I think we're going to do this. And I shouldn't be doing it with this haggard brush. But it's almost like we're going to test ourselves. And we're not really passing the test. So what we're going to do is now, I'm just going to color the entire knee. And not worry about it. I was trying to do a company designation. Because of course, while I was listening to lore and whatnot, and I was getting reminded of just how a Codex compliant chapter works. Now, you could paint your damn chapter however you want, but when it comes to like people really wanting to be militaristic and show their squads and their company designations, yeah, you got your squad number on the shoulder and then you got your company number on the knee. Sometimes it's shown with whatever some kind of stripe or colored or design on the knee, something like that. We're going to get our really thin brush out real quick. Damn. There you go. You son of a bitch. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. We're almost at 15 minutes and we still haven't really gotten too much done. Well, we did have a longer intro. And we spent the first part painting the base. So that's okay. I just kind of feel bad sometimes when it comes to that first episode that we spend roughly 30 minutes hanging out, painting, just to see when we're done, oh, damn. We didn't really get that much done, did we? And it's like, well, shit. At least it doesn't look like there's much done. When in fact, you know you got something done. You know it. Almost got that stuck in my head again. Oh my god. If you guys are remembering from the last episode of the Ghosts of Baal, my homebrew Blood Angel successor, I had a certain meme stuck in my head. And while I was editing, it got stuck in my head again. And every now and then it would just blurt back out, about to beat my meat. About to beat my meat. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And yeah, we are going to go with black. I thought about this one for a while. Like, what color were we going to paint the weaponry? And yeah, we're just going to go with black because it looks really good with the orange. I thought about doing red. I've been doing that to some because that's been looking awesome. It really depends on the chapter that I'm painting if I'll do red or not. And I can usually more or less trust this black contrast paint to dry how I need it to dry. But I know it looks a little thin over certain things. Like right there. That doesn't look very good. And it's already kind of drying. So that's where you just go over it with another coat. It should be okay. Because it comes to painting these damn things, you can always add layers, but you can't really take them away. You know, kind of the opposite of cutting hair. You can cut it, but you can't add it back. Ooh, excuse me. That's why getting a haircut can be such a fucking... such a stressful ordeal. At least it is for me, man. It was always stressful for me because I never wanted it to get messed up, because then, good lord, then I have to try to grow that back. And try. It's gonna grow back, but goddamn, it takes forever. And it always takes longer when you're unhappy with it, because then you're really focused on how unhappy you are with it. And it just pronunciates it even more in your head. I also just realized that we are now 17 minutes into this, and I don't think I turned on the... No, I did not turn on the damn microphone. So we've been using the microphone on the phone again. So I've gotten a little loud for you guys. I apologize. For I was very distracted. Oh, so distracted. I had such a, not really an odd start to my morning, but it wasn't how I thought things were gonna go. You know, ended up going to bed a little later than I wanted to, and that was because I had to get this model primed. I actually had to go cut it out and prime it and everything, because I'm an idiot and didn't have it ready before I needed it. It's worse, I could have done it this morning. That would have been really stupid. My God, that would have been so dumb. But we got it done. We got it done. You knows? You knows. Yeah, that does it. Woohoo! What a day. Yeah. We started the day at 5:30 a.m. instead of 5, like I said, because I went to bed a little later than I wanted to. Woke up a little groggier than I wanted to, because I usually get up at 5 for work. I work 12-hour shifts, so I'm used to being out there 7 to 7. And it sucks, because it's a lot of walking, I spent a lot of time in that heat, and that sucks. But don't you worry, anybody out there that is like, well, just go find a different job. Daddy's working on that. Not as diligently as I should be, but I am working on that because I don't want this to be my life. I want this. I want this to be my life. I'm sorry if all of that was off camera. I was a little hyper focused there and not looking at the damn screen. Not that I ever really look at the screen while I'm painting. Yeah, because that's just bad practice. I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to do a good job for you guys. And I think that's all the black that we need. Ooh, I do see a part that needs to be painted black. You can't see it. It's not on the camera. I'll move it for you. You get one guess. 3, 2, 1. Right there. Right there. That's what we need. It's right there. I know that wasn't very in focus. But it's the soft part to the upper part of the knee, which we never really get to see. That never shows because they're never really in this kind of pose. It's not too much paint on this brush either because I'm trying to be very careful. And it's also one of our janky brushes. I should have gone in here with... Oop. Yep, we're going to abandon ship while we can. It's good enough to pass. And the orange will cover most of that up. But, ooh, doggy. And speaking of orange, son of a bitch, I did not grab the goddamn orange. It is not here, folks. I got all these paints in the back. I even got the Astra Militarum green, which is only for like a grenade. And that's it. But I didn't even grab it. And it's 22 minutes. 22 minutes. So you know what? Because I'm an idiot, we're going to cut things here. We'll mark this as a successful first episode of the Angels Resplendent. In the next episode, we're going to jump in straight away with that orange. So I will see you guys on the next one. May the Void Father guide your brush. And please stay safe. Stay healthy. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Yeah.